Has been practicing all year to earn a spot on your reindeer team.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Soki, did you make cookies and bring milk for Santa?
Oh,
I think she'd like to see what your favorite is.
Oh, let me see. It's practically a done deal.
Did you hear that? You're going to be Santa's first ever rain dog. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays.
This December, Kelly's all new. The holidays are in full swing with merry guests and all the festivities. We're hooking everyone in the audience up. It's a Holly Jolly Kelly.
Weekdays at 3 on NBC 40. WNKY News 40 is always on at WNKY.com.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us here for News 40 at noon. Today is Thursday, December 21st. I'm Tommy Modesto. Well, I'm going to send it straight on over to meteorologist Darius Mack for a check of your forecast. Darius, how's it looking out there today?
Well, Tommy, you notice it's a little cloudier out there compared to yesterday where we had a blast of sunshine. Today, we've got more in the way of those mid to high level clouds that are starting to filter in. It's all associated with the wave of energy that is just towards our west that's fanning in more clouds our way. That's a view of downtown Bowling Green, courtesy of the AAA Systems live camera, the only live camera in downtown Bowling Green, by the way. Temperatures approaching 50 degrees. So despite those clouds, it's not stopping those temperatures from making it into the 50s this afternoon. Those winds are flowing in from the south and west, helping to get those temperatures into the 50s for us. Clouds and radar notice towards the west, more in the way of those clouds. This will continue to stream in as we go throughout the rest of the day. Area of high pressure towards our south and east, wave of energy towards Oklahoma and towards Kansas. In the meantime, I am going to be tracking rain chances on Christmas Day. I'll tell you more about those rain chances, but for now, Tommy, I'll send it back over to you.
Thank you, Darius. To our top story now, as an explosion inside a Franklin Industrial Supply building rattled nearby homes and buildings for blocks on Wednesday morning. Take a look at your screen. You can see a vent on top of the R3 Industrial building on East Cedar Street rocket into the air after an explosion inside an industrial dryer. The Franklin Fire Department say they got a call around 10:14 on Wednesday morning for a fire at the industrial laundry and dry cleaning business. Fire officials say that R3 employees were safely evacuated. After an investigation, fire officials determined that chemical fumes on rags inside the dryer ignited nearby dust particles. One employee standing near the dryer had minor injuries. And we look to Ohio County now, where 3 people are facing injuries after a silo leak at a power plant. The incident happened Wednesday morning at the Big Rivers Electric D.B. Wilson station in Centertown. Authorities initially thought it was a tower collapse, but it turns out the smoke was coming from a large leak inside of one of the silos. 3 people were hurt, including one person who was buried under the ash. All were transported to a nearby hospital. While the leak has been contained, the cause remains under investigation. The EPA is monitoring air quality, making sure that the air is safe to breathe for both employees and residents. And the National Blood Donation Service Blood Assurance has updated its guidelines about the ability of gay and bisexual men to donate blood. The change now bases the ability to donate blood on the health of the individual instead of the reported sexual orientation of the donor. Before this, men had to wait 3 months after their last sexual contact with another man before being able to donate. But with this change, that wait is now gone.
What it allows us to do is to determine people's risk factors for having HIV, not determine it based on your sexual orientation or your gender or anything else, but actually your risks, because we know a lot more than we did in the middle of the 1980s.
The update to these guidelines is a victory for many in the LGBTQ+ community who have not been able to donate blood. The new rules come after decades of research and increased accuracy of testing for HIV. And groups in our community are reaching out and doing their part to make sure all Kentuckians know that it is okay to ask for help when they're fighting against the stigma that many have is depression and anxiety. A new partnership has just been formed in the Warren County area aimed to help those with mental illness. News 40's Michael Ridgway has the details.
There was a stigma to it, and I think there still is a stigma to it. I think we're chipping away at that, but I think it's something we have to continue to do to normalize that conversation.
Many individuals struggle with anxiety or depression, and that's okay. But what's not is letting it fester. That's why mental health professionals push so earnestly for treatment options. With mental health becoming a bigger concern now more than ever, WCPS has recently partnered with an organization to continue to aid members of their family.
This is definitely something that we've talked about for a long time. Warren County employees, board, district, case managers, but Care Solace is able to give us an extra layer for when, we're out of school or it's 24/7. So
the school district wants to be able to offer support both on and off the clock to students, staff, and student families. And regardless of all the positives in your life, this time of year can be hard for a variety of reasons.
Right. You have a home, you have a meal, you have clothes, it's all these things that you should be grateful for, and you probably are grateful for, but the brain is not wired that way all of the time. And our brains are wired differently. And some people can, this is a joyous time, and for others, it's just a struggle time.
The school knows that events can strike whenever, so this is an extra safety net for those who feel like they might need it.
or maybe it's, at times when school's not in session, crisis doesn't always occur, during the hours of 8 to 5.
And on a larger scale, 988 is always there for everyone.
They answer the phone, they stay on the phone with you, and it may be that you just need somebody to listen for a few minutes. It may be you need to talk to somebody. Because you're feeling down, because of the season or lack of sunshine, whatever it is, they're there. If you're struggling with substance use issues, 988, they're there. They are a wealth of resources and information for referrals.
In Bowling Green, because local matters, Michael Ridgway, WNKY News 40.
One program in Kentucky is putting dogs in jail, but they're not serving time. They're learning how to become service animals, and the people providing that training, the inmates themselves. The Kentucky Correctional Institute partnered with Paws with a Purpose in 2004. The program allows prisoners with good behavior to apply to help the organization get their puppies ready for service training. Paws with a Purpose is one of only hundreds in the world accredited with Assistant Dogs International. It's the only program of its kind in Kentucky. The real mission is placing these dogs with children or adults and even local healthcare facilities and schools, helping both the animals and the inmates at the same time.
It's just a wonderful feeling to know that you're making a difference in so many lives, the lives of the women in the prison that you're able to support, the people that get the dogs.
To learn more about the nonprofit, go to their website, pawswithapurpose.org. And we often hear the expression, go big or go home. The idea encourages people to be bold and daring. Yet a woman from Kentucky isn't showing you don't always have to go big to succeed. She embraces going small. Evelyn Schultz explains.
There are plenty of signs of the season in the historic town of Maysville.
It is a magical place.
But inside the KSB Miniatures collection, you have to look a bit closer.
That's the whole point, is that everything is supposed to be realistic.
That's when you'll notice Kay Browning's renowned gallery of miniatures is all decked out for the holidays.
There was a precious little girl that was in here the other day, and she went to one of the cases. She was only 2.5 years old, and she comes up in front of her, she goes, and I was going, that's the reaction we want.
3,300 square feet filled with tiny 1/12 scale versions of everyday objects, a jug of eggnog, an open fire, sheet music for a holiday classic.
We have a Christmas village on both of the mantelpieces that actually are lit. And there's, snow on the mantle, so it looks like it's a country village. Just like, we could purchase in a store and put on our own mantle.
Christmas trees go up in many of the small-scale homes, and yes, they light up. One tree even features more than 50 porcelain dolls.
I love setting up the vignettes so that you look at it and you go, what's going on here? And when you look at each piece, then together, it really does tell a story.
That includes stories from Kay's life. Inside this room hang some very special stockings.
There's one for each one of my grandchildren.
Nearby, a nativity scene tells the story of Jesus' birth. In other rooms, a scaled-down Santa Claus drops off itty-bitty gifts, proving joy can arrive in the smallest of packages.
I have my home, which I adore, but I live in every one of these scenes and houses and room boxes. I just love feeling what it would be like to be in that atmosphere.
Coming up next on News 40 at noon, we'll hear what Governor Andy Beshear thinks needs to be tackled in the next 4 years he's in office in order to benefit our economy.
Plus, I'm tracking a milder feel, and what's the deal with rain on Christmas? I'll be showing you that coming up after Money Watch.
Hey, I'm Jerry O'Connell, and all of us here at Pictionary want to wish you and your family all the joy and all the love this holiday season. Thank you for watching.
I'm waking up my day, so let's get it started. Turn it up, turn it on, keep the morning moving right along. Yeah, I'm waking up my day, News 40 sunrise way. I'm waking up my day, WNKY. Yeah, when you want the force to get you out the door. I'm waking up my day, the News 40 sunrise way.
Weekday morning starting at 6.
You're not going to want to miss this.
Jeopardy, like the Everest of trivia.
Spit and truth therapy.
You gotta feel smart if you wanna look smart. Just smart, be smart, think smart, talk smart, get smart. You are smart, smarty pants.
What is Equus?
Nitroglycerin. Avignon.
Hyperglycemia. You got revenge on that category.
I sure did.
You got to unleash the power. Woo! That's the path to Jeopardy success.
You know, I like that, yeah.
Weeknights at 6 on WNKY, NBC 40.
The nursing home made you an important promise. They promised to be a good home for your loved one and to provide professional care in a safe environment. Now the nursing home has broken that promise and you're left searching for answers. Call us at Hughes & Coleman for a free consultation. If your loved one suffered a serious injury or untimely death while in a nursing home, get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600. Standing up for your loved ones is what matters now.
I'm back, baby.
The judges were meant to 10 acts each.
I've got the dream team.
But I'm your judge.
AGT Fantasy League, January 1st on NBC and Peacock.
This is a real court, no matter what Yelp says.
January 2nd, spend the night.
Strap in, baby.
With family.
I'm not in favor of lying.
Lying is what parents need to do sometimes to build trust. Night Court and Extended Family, January 2nd on NBC and Peacock.
Name something an elf might get teased about.
A bald head, Steve.
Weeknights at 5 and 6:30 on CBS 40.
Toyota is recalling roughly 1 million vehicles because of a defective airbag sensor. The recall affects various 2020 to 2022 Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Lexus, Highlander, and Sienna models. Toyota says a short circuit in the sensor could cause the airbags to malfunction. The sensors prevent the bags from deploying if a small adult or child is sitting in the front seat. Honda is also recalling more than 100,000 CR-V hybrid SUVs due to a potential fire risk. Federal regulators say a missing fuse on the car's battery cable can cause it to short circuit or overheat during a crash. The recall impacts 2020 to 2022 models. Honda says it will replace the battery cable for free. And time is running out to grab an Apple Series 9 or Ultra 2 watch. Online sales end today and in-store sales stop on Sunday. Last night, the company failed in its bid to delay an import ban on those watches due to a patent dispute with medical device maker Masimo. Only the White House can intervene to stop the pause. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
If you're planning to hit the road for the holidays, one present you won't have to worry about is the gift of gas. Gas prices are trending lower, and the trend is not changing anytime soon. We kicked off the week with a record low of $2.69. The national average this time last year was $3.32 per gallon. AAA says that the average is now down to $3.09. However, the drop in prices is not for the reason that you would think.
This is a time of year when gas prices are usually lower than the spring and summer because we've switched back to winter blend gasoline, which is a little bit cheaper to make and costs 3 to 4 cents less a gallon. So Americans can have a little extra money in their pockets.
Gas prices are in a great place, especially for millions of Americans that will be driving during the holiday season. And just after his re-election ceremony last week, Governor Andy Beshear is sharing what he thinks is most important to cover in the next 4 years he has in his next term. Mark Vanderhoff has the story.
Tennessee just passed a 22% teacher raise.
For a long time, Governor Andy Beshear framed pay raises as an issue of teacher recruitment and retention. Now he's adding another approach.
An 11% raise to every employee. Think about what that's going to do for businesses downtown, for small businesses all over. What it's going to do to our economy is going to be really exciting.
With his re-election campaign behind him, Beshear says he's recently talked to some Republican leaders about the future.
All of us are talking about wanting a more routine meeting schedule set up so we can work through the session and hopefully where we can find common ground, we can get things done.
Does that free you a little bit now that you don't have to run for re-election? I mean, does it allow you to do something differently, or?
I think that the people of Kentucky know I've always done what I think is right, and I haven't been afraid to push something no matter the odds. What I do think it accomplishes is it may free some others, because now they don't have to worry about a win or a loss for me. I'm term limited.
Beshear also made a bold prediction. He thinks Democrats, who now only have 20 of 100 seats in the state house, might gain a couple seats.
I believe that there were some seats that flipped the last time that are in areas that, for instance, in my election, voted overwhelmingly for me to return.
Beshear says the lopsided control the GOP has in Frankfort has allowed the party's more extreme faction to gain power. So, what does he think Democrats should focus on to win back voters at the polls?
A clear and relentless focus on the things that matter most to people, and they're not partisan at all. To be the group that, like the people of Kentucky, wake up every day thinking about quality jobs, that think about our infrastructure, that think about public safety, that think about public education.
All right, let's send it over to meteorologist Darius Mackno for a full check of your forecast. And Darius, what is up with the rain on Christmas?
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I was hopeful for some snow on Christmas, but unfortunately it looks like we are going to be getting in with some rain on Christmas Day. Meanwhile, today, the mild trend continues. You may notice we've got more in the way of those clouds. Check out clouds and radar as we're watching those clouds starting to stream in from west to east. And this is all just ahead of another system, a wave of energy that's currently spinning near Texas and Oklahoma. That's actually bringing those clouds our way. And as far as things go today, we're still going to remain pretty dry out there. As far as conditions, we're taking a live look at downtown Bowling Green, courtesy of the AAA Systems live camera, the only live camera in downtown Bowling Green, by the way. And notice the clouds. We got just mostly cloudy skies that continue to layer our skies as we go throughout this afternoon. It's not stopping those temperatures, though, from approaching the 50s out there. 50 degrees currently in Bowling Green, 50 as well in Franklin, 52 there into Scottsville. And clouds and radar showing area of high pressure towards the south and east. What we have, though, is we've got a southwest kick in those winds, and that's really allowing those temperatures to warm up at least a little bit above average. There's that wave of energy that I did mention towards Texas and Oklahoma that is also bringing showers their way. Winter begins officially tonight at 9:27, the shortest day of the year, longest night of the year. And I will say that after this, we are expecting later sunset, so we'll get more hours of daylight that follows. It's nice there. Rain chances with temperatures over the next 7 days. Between Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, we're watching for a drastic increase in the rain, and that will ramp up. And that's all associated with this wave of energy that's currently near Los Angeles, California. It's going from the west coast. It's going to traverse towards the Rockies and then eventually work its way into our world of weather. Ahead of it, windy conditions, and then we're going to be tracking those showers, scattered showers that will move through, especially late into your Christmas Eve, Christmas Day time frame. As far as how much rainfall we can expect, according to this legend, anywhere between maybe a half an inch to an inch of rainfall. The further west you go, you're going to be running into heftier rainfall totals through Christmas Day. Here's Futurecast to help you plan out the rest of your day with your communities in view. Again, those clouds will still be around. Temperatures tonight dipping down into the 30s. Early in the day on your Friday, we're going to see generally 30s out there. And then as we go throughout your Friday, it's still going to be pretty dry for the most part. I think a lot of the rain chances really hold off for us, at least until about late Christmas Eve, Christmas Day time frame is when I am expecting those chances for showers to increase. We'll track a few spotty showers that may be possible during the day on Saturday, but really not looking like a total washout. Let's check out your 7-day forecast, and our best rain chance really on Christmas Day. It'll be windy too. Not expecting any severe weather. Maybe there could be an occasional rumble of thunder, but otherwise scattered rain and wind on Christmas Day. High right around 60 degrees. We're going to keep those temperatures near 60 degrees for most of the weekend. And then as we go into next week, seasonably cooler by Wednesday with a high of 49 degrees. Remember, you can scan to plan your day by scanning that QR code at the top right-hand corner of your screen. And now it's time to wish our friends happy birthday in today's Soki's Birthday Club.
WNKY News 40 is always on. Visit WNKY.com for your latest in local news, sports, and weather.
This December, Kelly's all new. The holidays are in full swing with merry guests. Do you get into Christmas?
Yes.
When I say I decorate for Christmas, I'm slightly unhinged. And all the festivities. We're hooking everyone in the audience up. It's a Holly Jolly Kelly. Oh my God, this is dangerous. I do not need another dog.
Weekdays at 3 on NBC 40.
The nursing home was supposed to keep your loved ones safe, no exceptions. Even in extreme circumstances, the basic standards must be met, no excuses. Bed sores, broken bones, malnutrition, and dehydration are just some of the warning signs of a nursing home that's not doing what they're supposed to do. If you suspect your loved one is the victim of nursing home neglect, get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600. The safety of your loved one is all that matters.
DraftKings, giving a bonus bet back if I lose so I don't have to sweat my bet? NBA Hall of Famer Patrick Ewing. Now, you know all about sweating. Break it down for us.
A no-sweat bet. It's kind of like an offensive rebound. You miss your first shot, you get another chance to score.
You're supposed to shower after the game, Patrick.
Everyone gets a second shot with a no-sweat bet from DraftKings Sportsbook. Life's more fun when you're in on the action. The crown is yours.
This December, Kelly's all new. This is dangerous. I do not need another dog.
Weekdays at 3 on NBC 40.
If you've been hurt in a wreck, we want to help.
By getting you as much money as we can, as quickly as we can.
If you've been injured in a wreck, before you talk to an insurance company, call Crocker Law Firm.
Call Crocker Law Firm.
It doesn't cost anything to see if we can help.
Not again. You don't mess with underground power lines.
Should have contacted 811. They'll mark those utility lines free.
Yeah, but this guy ain't real bright.
Neither is the neighborhood.
Know what's below 811 before you dig.
Before the interstate, College Street to Dixie Highway was one of the busiest thoroughfares in Bowling Green. Almost all of these buildings and street names no longer exist, making the facts hard to find in our histories. This is what we can remember about the College Street Gateway from the Grand River to downtown. Here's News 40's Talia Butler with the story.
We've shared stories of how transportation shaped the history of Bowling Green's development. First was the Barron River, then the L&N Railroad, followed by federal highways as the automobile became mainstream just before the interstate system. The main entrance into Bowling Green from the north was over the College Street Bridge, and major commercial and automotive businesses popped up along College Street into the 1940s and 50s. The modern auto district was where the Circus Square area is now, and a car boom meant a need for auto shops and dealers, gas and service stations, hardware and grocery stores, all amenities of modern living. Businesses like these thrived around the blocks where the Bowling Green Ballpark, Skypack, downtown parking structure, and even BGMU on Center Street now sit. The area was also part of the historic Shake Rag District and the African American community. One of the most memorable businesses was the Powell service station at 731 College, right where the parking structure is now. It was known for its modern architecture, white and blue tiles with blue streamlined piping. The Kirtley Furniture Store also opened in this area in 1939 and has since moved to State Street and changed names to today's United Furniture. It's interesting to note that all the major street names in this area have changed over the years. So many buildings are no longer standing. That's another reason why it can be difficult for us to tell these stories. When this street changed to that, and that became this, and buildings were lost, they all become mere memories that rely on hopefully existing photos or old maps to decipher. One of these days we'll do a segment on these old street names, but for now, College Street was Bridge and Summer, Center Street was Green, Kentucky Street was Mechanic, 6th Avenue was Madison, 7th was Shelby, and 8th was Washington. Simple, right? That's it for this week, brought to you by the Kentucky Museum in Bowling Green, because local matters. To Leah Butler, WNKY News 40.
When we come back, we'll wrap up your show with the pet of the day and a final check of your forecast. Stick with us.
Hardee's newest handcrafted recipe, candied bacon, coated with caramelized brown sugar and a hint of pepper to add a whole new level of goodness to breakfast, lunch, dinner, or anytime. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
So Santa, is Elizabeth on the good list this year?
Yes, this sweet little princess is right there at the top of the good list.
Good to hear. Merry Christmas from all of us here at News 40.
Do you like hash browns? What about Schlitz?
If so, we're Opossum Holler.
Don't miss us this weekend.
On Marquee Backstage.
I'm back, baby.
The judges will mentor 10 acts each.
I've got the dream team.
But I'm your judge.
AGT Fantasy League, January 1st on NBC and Peacock.
This is a real court, no matter what Yelp says.
January 2nd, spend the night
Strap in, baby.
with family.
I'm not in favor of lying.
Lying is what parents need to do sometimes to build trust.
Night Court and Extended Family, January 2nd on NBC and Peacock.
Right now, a brand new move-in ready Jaygo home is more affordable than you might think. Jaygo Homes has the gift of a low 5.5% 30-year fixed interest rate that's guaranteed for the life of your loan. You'll enjoy open, spacious living, and your family will be comfortable throughout the year with our exclusive Energy Smart technology. Find your dream home today at jaygohomes.com. Yes, you really can be home for the holidays.
Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast bake goodness into your morning. Choose a biscuit with sausage and egg, biscuit and gravy, or a country fried steak biscuit. Any two, just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
It's time for your daily pet of the day, brought to you by Morgantown Bank and Trust. And today we have Laura. Laura is a 5-month-old kitten and super sweet, great with other cats and other dogs, and she'd be just the perfect family animal. So she's super quiet, super curious, and she needs a forever home. So you can adopt her today from the Bowling Green Warren County Humane Society.
There she is.
So
she is so
adorable.
sweet. She is a little timid, as you can tell, but I mean, Laura is just still so adorable.
So adorable, so sweet, and she needs a new forever home to go to, so be sure to stop by at the Bowling Green Warren County Humane Society and help Laura, this sweet kitty, find a new forever home to go to.
Absolutely, and you know, our Shop Local contest ends
today.
Today is the
Winter
last day
solstice.
you can sign up. And I'll tell you what, we got some great stuff. Tomorrow we are picking our last winner. It's the perfect opportunity to get little last minute gifts in. If you're still shopping like some of us, I know both of us probably are. So that's just how it is sometimes. But it's perfect. Going onto our website, WNKY.com/contest, and it's there. But Darius, I heard we might have some rain this Christmas.
Yeah, some rain on Christmas. Just so unfortunate. But you know, I'm hopeful. I was hopeful for snow this year. Unlike last year, it was cold. This year it's mild, and we have rain in the forecast. Temperatures are actually going to be in the 60s this weekend. Christmas Eve, a high of 65, with showers increasing late day and early into Christmas morning. Tommy.
All right. Well, thank you, Darius, and thank you all for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow and later tonight for News 40 at 5, 6, and 10 p.m.
Hey, Santa, do you think you could give me one good, accurate snow prediction this year, please?
Could you? Please. Well, I'll see what I can do.
Please,
okay?
please.
All right. Stay on your best behavior.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. But Merry Christmas from all of us here at News 40.
Hi, Paul.
Meet Opie Taylor. He's dramatic. A dreamer.
I wish that I get a B in arithmetic.
But most of all,
I think you're the best sheriff in the whole world.
he's devoted to Dad. It's Andy and Opie on The Andy Griffith Show.
Santa, you remember Soki, right?
Oh, yes, I do.
Well, Soki has been practicing all year to earn a spot on your reindeer team.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Soki, did you make cookies and bring milk for Santa?
Oh,
I think she'd like to see what your favorite is.
Oh, let me see. It's practically a done deal.
Did you hear that? You're going to be Santa's first ever rain dog. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays.
WNKY News 40 is always on. Visit WNKY.com for your latest in local news, sports, and weather.
You said that she exploded on you and lost her temper, yelled at you, and tried to run you over with a scooter.
She told me, you are lucky you didn't punch in your face.
Hot Bench. Judge Rachel Juarez. Judge Michael Corriero. Judge Jodit Tewalde. 3 judges, 3 opinions, 1 verdict. This is Hot Bench.
Your Honor, this is case number 12 on calendar, Spilling versus Listek.
Thank you, Officer Montejano. Ms. Spilling.
Hi.
You are the plaintiff in this matter, and you're seeking reimbursement for $2,068 for travel expenses and an airline ticket. You and the defendant, who was your part-time caretaker, planned a trip to Paris last year. You agreed to pay for the hotel